Well, class, let's continue with the activity culture, Australia's fire movement. And this is on page 53. Okay? So, in this activity culture, we're going to talk about a topic, Australia's fire movement. And there are two pictures. No, there are two pictures. What can you see in those pictures? In the first one, I can see some people earning money. No. And in the second one, we can see people relaxing at the sunset. No? Now let's see. For this activity, you're going to read and listen the article and answer the questions below. A, B, C, D, and E. Letter A says, what is the goal of FIRE's member? Letter B, what strategies do FIRE followers use to save money? C, what evidence is there of FIRE's popularity in Australia? D, why is FIRE popular with millennials? E, what are three criticisms of FIRE? In activity number 2 and activity number 3, you have two more questions. Like, do you think fire would work in your country? Why or why not? This is a personal answer, but this personal answer is according to this reading. Okay, now let's see. Number 3, would you follow the fire ideas if you thought it could work? Why or why not? Once again, personal information. Now let's see. We're going to start with the listening. Okay, so pay attention. That is very long activity.
Unit 4, Track 41, Activity 1.
Australia's fire movement.
For most people, the idea of retiring in your 30s is purely a fantasy. But for members of Australia's fire movement, they're set on making this fantasy a reality. So what is FIRE exactly? Originally founded in the 1990s in the US, FIRE stands for Financial Independence, Retire Early, focusing on saving enough money in your 30s that you can be financially independent. Of course, this is easier said than done, and achieving FIRE requires a lot of sacrifice. For example, typically, a FIRE follower might spend 10 to 15 years focusing on saving. This might require having 2 jobs, renting cheap accommodation, or living with parents, not going out for meals, shopping for everything secondhand, and not taking vacations. Ideally, by following a strict budget like this, a person can save at least 50% of their income, which can then be invested in the stock market or properties. Primarily, FIRE is popular with millennials, people born in the 80s and early 90s, who say that their main priority is not being rich, but rather having more time and freedom when they're older. Some FIRE followers don't even want to retire. They just want the option to choose what work they do. And with over 400,000 members on Australia's FIRE Reddit page, and a popular newsletter and podcast, it's clear that this movement is gaining steam. Online, members share stories and strategies. And there's even a calculator to show you how close you are to achieving FIRE's magic number, savings of 25 times your annual expenses. For most people in Australia, this estimate comes to somewhere between 2 and 5 million Australian dollars. FIRE is not without its critics, however, who claim that followers are overly optimistic. According to these critics, people need to save not just for retirement, but for unexpected life expenses, like illness or disasters. What's more, saving 50% of your income is not realistic for people in many countries around the world. And even in Australia, it's impossible to predict exactly how the cost of living might rise.
Well, this is being our activity about Australia fire movement, no? And it's not about fire exactly that can burn anything. It's about about financial independence, retire early, and it's about to think earning money for the future. Now we have some questions here. No, what is the goal of FIRE's members according to the reading? What strategies do FIRE followers use to save the money? Some strategies to save money. What evidence is there of FIRE's popularity in Australia? The answer is here. Why is FIRE popular with millennials? And what are 3 criticisms of FIRE? Remember, 2 and 3 are personal answers. So according to the topic, okay, about what you have already done. This is page 63. Now we're going to check page 64 a little bit to see the following classes. In this part, we're going to see vocabulary number 2, adjective noun collocations. No? Use your dictionary to check the different of meaning between the 3 nouns below: job, work, and career. So, in the case of job and work, it's like trabajar. And career, well, can see the difference. But what's the difference between them? No, we're talking about grammatically, not about meanings. Could be a verb, could be a noun, could be an adjective, could be an article, a preposition of place. It depends, no? But you have to use your dictionary. Okay? And here we have some words, no? It says match the adjective in the box with the nouns below to make collocations. No, academic, that end, decent, distinguished, extensive, ideal, physical, professional, promising, rewarding, stealing, unpaid. No, so the idea is that we need to say or need to know with adjective goes with career, with adjective goes with work and job. And that is going to be the topic for this class. Now on page 64, we're going to use those phrases. Okay, class, thank you very much. Another short video for you. Hope you like it. Thank you so much. See you in classes. Bye bye.